Do I have a treat for y'all today, my friends? We all love macaroni and cheese, don't we? Yeah, and I think children are born with some kind of macaroni and cheese gene. I've never heard of a kid that didn't like macaroni and cheese. Well, this macaroni and cheese is kind of going over the top. I'm going to start by melting 6 tablespoons of butter. That's always a great start, isn't it? And we're going to make a roux to make sure this is nice and thick and creamy. So we're going to melt that butter, and I have some flour here. And I'm going to start with a couple of tablespoons of flour, and we'll see if that's enough. It's melting. And y'all know I don't speak Italian, so I can't pronounce this pasta, but I can spell it for y'all. It's C-A-V-A, cavatappi, C-A-V-A-T-A-P-P-I pasta. And it looks like this, y'all. The little corkscrew things. Okay, so did a fly slip in this door, Eddie?
I haven't seen him.
If it did, I'm going to have to kill him. All right, I'm going to sprinkle, like I said, a couple of rounded tablespoons. And we don't want to brown this like if we were making a nice roux for a Cajun dish. You know, we just want to dissolve that flour in that wonderful rich butter. And I have, 3 cups of milk, I think it is, that I've heated. And I'm going to kind of slowly add that to our roux. Let me see, where'd it go? Here it is. I couldn't see it for looking. All right, I'm going to take out my whisk. Make sure it doesn't lump. So I may need to add a little bit more flour. I'm not too sure. But if I do, I have a flour that's perfect for sauces and gravies. It's Wondra, and it will not lump. You could sprinkle it right on top, and it won't lump. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the milk. And as this heats, it will begin to get a little thicker. And this recipe, y'all, calls for a 1 pound box of pasta. So it's going to make a boatload. So you'll want to invite company. All right, so this is getting hot. It's getting hot, so I can start adding my ingredients. My teaspoon of dry mustard, 1/4 of a teaspoon of fresh grated nutmeg, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne. So I hope this is not going to be too hot for the children. We'll see. But you can certainly leave that out. You don't have to put that. All right, now let's see. So it says a dash of hot sauce and a dash of Worcestershire sauce. So my dash might be different from your dash. Who knows? That's a dash. Or at least that's my dash. I'm kind of leery of putting too much of this in there since we got the cayenne. But it's going to give it nice flavor. Okay, now this is coming to a boil. Now I'm going to add the 3 cups of cheddar cheese. The cheese is going to make it a little thick too, y'all. So I think I'm going to turn this off now because I don't really want it to boil, and that cheese will melt in that hot sauce. Can you get over in there, Eddie, and show everybody the thickness of this? Look at that. I think it needs some salt. So I'm going to put a little salt. And Eddie found this beautiful coarse kosher salt at the grocery store. And I just love the coarse salt. All right, so let's give that a stir. And you would want to taste and add the salt last, y'all, because there's a lot of salt in cheese. Better. Okay. Teresa, do you have a bowl for us to cook this in? Because this is going to go in the oven, y'all, for about 35 minutes. Okay, so I've got my pasta in here in my sauce. Now, to me, so many pasta recipes call for a pound of pasta. That's a lot of pasta, y'all. And this was a 1 pound box of this pasta. And to me, I don't like to put too much pasta in there. So I think I'm going to hold back like this much from that pound of pasta. Like I said, to me, a lot of recipes call for so much pasta, you wind up with a dry dish. And I think this is going to be perfect. So I'm pouring this into a 9x13 pan. And ouch! And I want to get every bit of that cheesy sauce in there. Every drop. Oh my gosh, I'm making a mess, but it's hot. I should use pot holders, but they're just so bundlesome. And usually I just wind up burning myself anyway. All right, so you can see that this is nice and saucy, like I like it. You know, and that's, I tell everybody, you know, start with a recipe, do it like it says, but then you be the judge. If you want to change something, by all means, you know, make that recipe yours. Put your name on it. All right, now let's come over here. I've got, oh, I don't need that bowl. I've got 5 strips of nice crisp bacon. I've got 1 cup of crushed potato chips. I'm just going to mix this all together. And I've got some Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to use about a 1/2 cup. See, that's a 1/4. And a 1/4 equals a 1/2, doesn't it? The last math class I sat in, I think that's what they told me. All right, so we're going to sprinkle this on top of our macaroni and cheese. And this is what takes it to another whole nother level, y'all. I love a potato chip topping. Oh, and look, it's a nice amount of topping. You know, there's going to be enough for us to actually taste, not just a little dab. I don't like being stingy with my recipes. So there we go, y'all. That's it. And the hot sauce, you know, I tasted the sauce and it was not hot at all to me. And like I said, my tongue is really a sissy when it comes to heat. Okay, Therese, you're ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yum, yum. Now, the instructions say cook it for about 35 minutes. So we'll start checking it at like 25 minutes. And we'll make our call then. Okay. Look at this. Look at this macaroni and cheese, would you? So I think it was the right call that I made by not putting a whole pound of pasta in there and the heaping 2 tablespoons of flour. I think it's just right because I just don't like dry, hard macaroni and cheese. It's just very unappetizing to me. So by not adding that other pot, look, I mean, it's steaming. And you see that bacon, how pretty, and the potato chips and the cheese oozing out of there. Mm-hmm. Make you do that dance. And I know y'all know the dance I'm talking about. So good. So good. And I'm tasting a little bit of that cayenne, and I'm tasting the bacon. I'm tasting the cheese. Mm. I just got a nice crispy potato chip. I love potato chip toppings. So this is very, very good. I think y'all like it. It'll be great for, let me spell in some more cheese, I think now. It'd be great to take for a covered dish. I think it's a nice change from the regular macaroni and cheese. And remember, if there's any ingredient in there that you don't care for, take it out. Take it out. It's delicious. I could stand here and pick off that bacon and crispy potato chips for an hour. So I hope y'all like it. It'd make a great side meal for Father's Day, because I think most men like macaroni and cheese. My husband, Michael, is the only man that I can call directly and say he does not like macaroni and cheese. I mean, he'd eat it, but he doesn't. It's not something he ever asked for. But your man or your partner may. So y'all have a happy Father's Day. And I send all you fathers out there much love, along with many thanks for watching this video.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.